Gunline. Fire mission coming down, y'all. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where we shoot the shit like we would out in the field, in between those trails, under that net, or if you were a gelatinous fat body inside the goddamn paladin, just like I was for the first 6 years. As you can see here today, no, Hunt did not turn Mexican and bald-headed on us. We have our old buddy here, friend of the podcast, Holguin. What's going on, Holguin?
What's up?
Dude, I'm excited about this one, bro. Because honestly, now I've shared my fucking story here a few times, but you know, the podcast is rather small, so I'll retell it again later. But you know, on today's episode, we're gonna focus being that it's Halloween, you know, and we're gonna stick with the fucking season theme. You know what I'm saying? There's enough scary shit going on in the world already. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, over there, fucking Hamas and Hezbollah and Israel and all the motherfuckers. This ain't the place for it.
Speaking of which, speaking of real quick, I read something today about, or I heard something today because I don't really watch the news. I kind of get it through an independent source.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, from what I understand, is that the Palestinians are now hunting Hamas.
I saw something like that, like some kind of like Palestinian army are now chasing down the Hamas motherfuckers. So because
that's crazy.
Too, bro. Yeah, bro. I mean,
that totally threw me off. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's good, though. I mean, because look, the thing is, we'll just get political real quick. Hamas doesn't represent all the fucking Palestinians. You know what I'm saying? But but all the fucking Hamas motherfuckers seem to be Palestinian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it kind of like when we were out there in Baghdad. You know, Muqtada al-Sadr had that little Sadr City area. And how much they loved us. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Bro, I was just thinking about that one day. We were out there, like on the edges of Sadr City. We're at a hospital, and there was some.
Are you talking about that nut shot? Are you talking about the nut shot?
No, what nut shot? I'm talking about the shot where there was these not shot, but we were in at this hospital area, and there were these motherfuckers that they were like some explosion had just gone off somewhere, but they just were bringing in bodies, bro. And I'm like, they just pulled out the body, threw them in a building. I'm like, what the fuck, yo? And anyway, I was thinking about that shit just a few days ago.
No, I was thinking about it had to be the end of our first tour where the dudes were out around Sadr City and that lieutenant got shot in the nuts.
Oh, no.
Like a sniper.
It was probably, I think you're getting it kind of mixed. So it was first Cav. They came down and we were on QRF.
Yes, that's what it was.
We were on QRF.
That's what it was. Yes,
They were over on they were at where Gunner's Palace was filmed. That's where they were at, over there at Gunner's Palace. And I remember that, dude. I remember when we got the QRF call, like everybody just geared up real quick, and I never saw us fly so fast in between Jersey and Dallas to get out the fucking fob. And the only thing I kept thinking about was like, fuck that goddamn overpass. God damn that overpass. Because we had to go over that area.
Yeah.
Like, fucking A. And what sucked was he had just gotten there like 2 days before. And that motherfucker gets shot already. Like, god damn, dude.
Oh my god. It was like between the nut plate and the freaking and his thigh. Yeah, my god, poor dude, man.
I mean, that's a hell of a fuck. Hopefully he got his nuts and got to keep them. You know what I'm saying? But he lived.
I still want to know what happened. Oh yeah, because we were there.
So back to it. We're gonna be talking about some paranormal shit. All right.
Yes.
And we come from a background that our people are very spiritual, you could say, as well as superstitious. Yeah, bro. And I don't know, like I know growing up there were some incidents that I recall that happened personally. And then also in Iraq, there was an incident or two that I recall that happened as well. But let's start with you, man. Like, have you experienced any kind of like a paranormal or ghost type shit? Whether it was as a kid or over there in Iraq?
Well, okay. Remember that time where we were? I remember telling you the story. We were on the back of a 5-ton. Okay, we were coming back from the field, or we were going out there for some kind of night thing that we had to do.
Okay.
Night training, and I told you about my brother's experience with La Llorona.
Dude, I don't remember.
Okay, I'll tell you this story again.
Let's hear it.
Because I remember telling you because it was you, McConnell, me, Moya, and a bunch of us, dude, right there in the back, and we were just because we were stuck out there and I believe it was a night fire.
Yeah.
We were doing live rounds, and so we had to do rotations, obviously, and they didn't want nobody to run out there. So some of us had to be stuck on the 5 ton waiting, and then they would rotate us out and then drive us back.
Yeah, I do
And
recall that. Was that one of those nights where it was like freezing fucking cold out there?
fuck
And
yeah,
okay,
hell yeah.
because I think I was missing snivel gear that day, if I
Hmm.
recall this, and I was trying to sleep in the LMTV in the back of the fucking just like
Yeah,
yeah, I remember. Okay, but go
we were
ahead.
all doing that, dude, but we
So
couldn't. So we just said, "Fuck
yes,
it, we're gonna tell
let's
scary
tell some
stories since it's
stories.
dark as fuck."
Let's do it,
Yes.
baby.
Okay,
So
so this happened to my big brother. Okay, my big brother Juan Pablo. Believe it or not, I know, seriously, straight up Mexican name.
for
Juan
real,
Pablo's.
Juan Pablo. Hey, that's the Pope though. Juan Pablo II,
Yeah.
John
Yes,
Paul.
sir. Well, I think my brother's like the 24th. Not sure. Well, anyways, so let's talk. Okay, so basically, it was because obviously I was from San Diego, so our border city is obviously Tijuana.
Mhm.
Okay, and my brother was at the time his baby's mom, the first one, was living across there with his family. And what ended up happening was that he sometimes they were teenagers at the time, I believe, like in like senior in high school, both of them. And so his girl was pregnant, so she was staying more mainly in TJ.
Okay.
So once in a while, he would go and spend the night with her during the weekdays or weekends after, because during the week they have to do go to school and all that crap. Anyway, so the father was like, okay, yeah, you can come over, blah blah blah, and but he would make them sleep. He would make him sleep in the living room.
Okay.
But the way certain places in TJ are, like certain neighborhoods, it's almost like they were like in alleyways,
Hmm.
really narrow alleyways. And his was kind of like up on a hill. I forgot what the zone, because they all have different zones over there in TJ.
Right.
I can't even guess which zone it is, but it's more of the let's say upper class. Okay,
Okay.
so you're not talking about the slums where
Right.
more of the crazy shit happens.
Not off a revolution and shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Believe me. Like that's even though that's fun, but yeah, I wasn't there. It was probably like the opposite side of the city from that point.
Okay.
So whatever. He had it, so he had to be respectful, which I think was kind of funny because his chick was already knocked up. So I'm like, what other kind of shenanigans could he get into?
Well, let me put the brakes there real quick, Holguin.
Yeah.
For some of the listeners who don't know, who is La Llorona?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about La Llorona. Okay, so La Llorona is actually a lady that ended up drowning her kids in the river. A lot of people say that it's because of her lover. Other people were saying because she was a mestizo, that
Hmm.
she ended up to save her children from like the ravages of the Spaniards,
Right.
like the mistreatment. She killed her kids just to kind of save them from the pain.
Hmm.
But other people like I know that there's this new movie that came out that's just hot garbage, dude. It says something about like she's like her lover, like, oh, I got jealous, so I'm gonna kill his kids. I'm like, who the hell? I don't know. It's
Okay,
just a
so
bunch of
that's probably
bullshit. So
the American white version of La Llorona.
yes, but in reality, from what I remember and from what my grandma told me,
Hmm.
is the Llorona is a vengeful spirit, and she was a mestizo,
Hmm.
and so she wanted to save her children from, having to be sold into slavery or being mistreated by the Spaniards. So she drowned her kids, and she went. Her spirit became crazy, and
Hmm.
so at night she goes around hunting, looking for her children. So if you're out in the streets or if you're out doing stuff, bad thing, not really bad thing, but you're out late at night,
Hmm.
she's gonna come for you.
Okay.
From that's basically the legend that they have.
And
And
out of all, not to interrupt you, but
yeah,
one thing I'd like to say is like, out of all these like urban legends or legends that we have, there's got to be some truth to it somewhere. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah,
And especially with the whole mestizo, because of the fucking caste system that there was back in the imperialistic days of Spain. If you were Spaniard, like from Spain,
mhm.
you were like the upper class, and then
Yeah.
from there you were
There's levels to it.
mestizo, because mestizos would be the Indian mixed with the Spaniard.
Hmm.
We were less than. So,
Hmm.
just so
Like the
people are
worst,
clear on it. Hmm.
even now, like in our countries, a lot of the Latin countries, they still have that color.
Oh yeah.
Like the lighter you are, the more like, oh, you're like holier. You're more towards like
There's more
you're
attractiveness to it too.
yes, there you go.
Yeah, dude, it's
And
crazy. And it's funny you mentioned that because even
mhm,
in Asia, it's like that. I had a homegirl that I worked with who's Chinese, and she said
mhm,
out there, like the lighter you are, the more rounder your eyes are, the more American you look. The more it's like Eurocentric, I guess. They find that to be
yeah,
attractive. But we are sidetracking like a motherfucker. But all right,
I
so
know we really are.
yeah,
My
so
bad.
we're good, baby, we're good. So La
Okay.
Llorona, that kind of makes sense, that she wouldn't want her kids to suffer through that. So
Oh
she
yeah, because
took
it
them
was
to the
brutal back then,
river
dude.
and drowned them.
Hmm.
All right,
Hmm.
so
Drown the
now
kids,
let's
so she
pick up
goes
with
around at night to look for the kids.
right. So let's pick up
Okay,
with your brother,
so
and you're supposed to be able to hear her like screaming and crying, right?
oh yeah, this is where I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, so because okay, anyways, let's finish the story. So my brother had to sleep in the living room with his father-in-law was like, you got to be more respectful in my house. You got to sleep in the living room. My brother's like, all right. The way his house was though was it's up kind of like on a hill, and so it plateaus kind of like this,
Okay.
and so you can see out into all of Tijuana and some of San Diego from the neighborhood that they were at. So and they had this big old window, and so he covered it with I guess like the cheesecloth blinds,
Yeah.
and so he went to sleep, right? And so locked the door, did everything, and his chick was in the room. And then he said like at 3 in the morning, he heard somebody like crying, like really far away. But this is TJ. And
Mm-hmm.
TJ is like Las Vegas, it never sleeps. There's
Right.
crazy shit that happens all the time. But in these neighborhoods, it's mainly quiet. So he thought it was kind of ridiculous. Like, dude, like what the hell?
Right.
Like I never heard this shit before. So he's kind of freaked out. So he was on the couch and he turns over and he's like, no, fuck that. I'm not listening to this. I'm trying to go to sleep. And so, then he heard the crying just getting louder and louder. And he felt like first it was down the street. And then all of a sudden he felt like if the voice was close enough to be on the block. And so he thought, man, what the hell? Like somebody's really like crying out for help.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't saying nothing. He told me, he said it was just sounded like somebody was just crying. So he was like, all right, whatever. And so they had this padlock on this gate. And because in TJ, they have all these gates, kind of like in Iraq, where they
Okay.
have those big old mammoth gates and you
Yeah.
have to open it and have big old thick chains with padlock. And he said he heard the padlock like come off and then the chain fall to the ground. Boom. And then he heard the gate kind of squealing open because of the metal gate. And so my brother was like, oh shit, what the hell's going on? And so he's just waiting there, just looking. And he sees like, because the stairs kind of go up and like this, and the
Okay.
window's right there. So you can kind of see this. So he said that he's seen a shadow. And the whole time he's hearing this crying really loud. You can see a shadow kind of just going up and going like this towards the door. And my brother's like, oh my God. And, all he can do is kind of like just be there and cover, like kind of like hover behind the blankets, kind of like everybody, all of us, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So he's freaking out, he's like, oh my God. And so he hears the door jiggling, and he hears the crying. And then my brother's like, "Oh my God, like what the fuck's going on?" And
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden, it just stopped. It just went away. Everything just stopped. And my brother was like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, what happened? Like, what's going on?" And then his father-in-law comes out to his bedroom door with the flashlight, and he goes up to my brother and he goes, he goes and checks the door, and then he goes to my brother and he shines the light kind of like at him, and he tells him, "Hey, did you hear that?" And then my brother's like, "Yeah, what was it?" And he goes, "You didn't answer the door, did you?" And then my brother's like, "No, no, no, I just laid here." And my brother's like, and then the father's like, "Oh, that bitch always comes once in a while." He goes, "Okay,
Oh.
well, don't answer the door if she comes back, okay? Because she'll take you." And then he goes back in his door and closes the door.
What the fuck?
Exactly. And so, like in the morning, he asked his baby's mom, like, "Dude, like there was this crazy shit," and she goes, and his baby mom's like, "Yeah, we don't talk about that." He goes, "Yeah, it's probably La Llorona, so just don't worry about
Bitch, this ain't Bruno. This ain't
it."
fucking more the movie with Coco. We talk about Bruno here.
Yeah,
Shit. You need to let
dude,
me know
I'm
about
telling
that,
you, man,
Yorona. Bro.
dude. But there's so much crazy shit that I hear that happens over there, dude.
Yeah.
That like, and my brother's face when he came back that weekend, because he was in. So I had to be in eighth grade when he told me this.
Okay.
Okay. and his face was fucking like a ghost, dude. Like he was scared, dude. And I felt bad for him, dude, because I was like, dude, like what happened? You got booty raped? Like what happened? And he's like, nah, bro. He's like, you can tell you the story, man. It fucking freaked me out. He's like, I'm never going back there again.
Fuck that, bro. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop you off with mine now. All right. I
All
don't know
right,
if I've
let's hear
told you
it.
this one before, but I've told this one a couple of times. Whether out in the field or just, but there's a reason I'm afraid of the dark. I'm fucking
Mm-hmm.
scared of the dark. All right. So I'll never enter a room if I can without flicking the light switch on. All right. So
Oh,
we
okay.
we got to go back to 1983ish, somewhere around there. I was born in 77, so let's go to 81, 82, somewhere
Mm-hmm.
around there. I was about 4 or 5 years old, bro. And we lived in a very small house in LA. All right. So in one bedroom, you had all the boys. And then in one bedroom, you had my sister and my mom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in this one bedroom, I'll give you the scene. And in this one bedroom, it was in one bed, me and my brother Doug slept on. All right.
What part of LA was this? Just
South
to set the
Central.
mood.
South
South
Central
Central.
LA.
Okay.
Yeah. South Central LA, right off of 87th Street between Main and Wall. If you're out
I
there in
know
LA.
exactly where's that. Yes.
So it's right in the hood. All right. So check it out, man. So fucking my house, it was really small, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
so inside this bedroom, you have me and Doug who sleep on one bed. He's my older brother. And then another bed had my brother Ramiro and my brother Ed. And then we had bunk beds, which my dad slept on the bottom, and on the top slept my brother Luis. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, all right, so my sister and my mom slept in the other bedroom. So what ends up happening is, right, I wake up. I don't know what time it is. Probably the witching hour, good old fucking three
Yeah.
o'clock. So, but
Mm-hmm. That's
no
usually when
issues.
shit, crazy shit happens.
Yeah, but I'm having no issues. You know what I'm saying? I get up out of bed
Mm-hmm.
and I'm walking and I open the door really quietly because I don't want my dad's a construction worker, kids, and all that. He doesn't want to hear all that shit, right? So I'm being all quiet. And I don't turn on the lights. I open the door real slow and there's a hallway. So I open the door, there's a hallway. And then on the other side of the hallway, there's another door to the bathroom. All right. So, it's just a walk across the hall. And then in there, I do flick on the light and I'm wearing the fucking onesie pajama. All right. The one that zips up all the way to your neck, and I remember the
Yeah.
color. It was a yellow color, but banana colored fucking onesie. And it zips all the way down to your toe. You know what I'm saying? They had a little plastic at the bottom or whatnot. It's like the footsie pajamas, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
I remember. Well, anyway, so I go and I do my business, right? I go and I pee. Psst. All right, flush the toilet, no biggie. Turn off the light, close the door, and start walking across the hallway. I slightly open the door, bro. I'm starting to get fucking chills just thinking about this. I slightly open the fucking door, bro, and sitting in the middle of the room. Remember, it's fucking dark, bro. It's
Yeah.
fucking dark. Sitting in the middle of a room, I see a fucking silhouette. All right, sitting like Indian style, like crisscross applesauce as
Ooh.
they call it nowadays,
Yeah.
with fucking eyes that are like chino, but fucking glowing, bro. Like I don't know if it was like reddish or orange, just
Oh my
fucking
God.
evil, bro. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck? And I can see him extend his hand out to me like this. And he's like telling me in Spanish, Dani, ven para acá, ven
Oh
para
hell
acá.
no.
And I'm like, I'm a little kid at this time. I don't even think I spoke English yet because we only spoke Spanish until I was like kindergarten. So and I'm like, Papi, es usted? And then he's like, Dani, ven para acá. And I'm like, Papi? Because I thought it was my dad, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm fucking getting freaked out. Like, what the fuck's going
Dude, you give
on?
me chills, dude.
So, dude, I look at him and he's stretching out his arm and I get scared. So I turn around and I flick the light on. Gone. There's nothing
Gone.
there. My dad is knocked the fuck out sleeping on the fucking bottom bunk. My brother Lewis is on top bunk. Doug is on his side of the bed. Ramiro and Ed on the bed on their beds. And I'm like, what the fuck did I just see, bro? I tell this story to my parents. My mom doesn't believe me with the shit. She's like, a sangre de Cristo, because she's like all super,
Yeah.
religious. She's like, no, this
Super
is it.
religious.
Yeah. So, but what's crazy is like I told that story to one of my old gunnery sergeants when I was stationed in Fort Stewart, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, his face, bro, you should have seen went to like fucking ghost. He's like, Lo, I saw that same motherfucker where I was growing up in Texas. I was like, what the dude? He described him to a T. The whole fucking silhouette, like you can see him, but you can't see him, like a
Yeah,
shadow person
like
almost.
translucent.
Bro, it scared and I will not to this day will not enter a dark room. Now in Iraq, it was different. I had to, and I had a weapon, and it was different. But dude, to this day, I won't. I will not. If I can at all possible, I will flick a switch before I open the door because I still have the image and I still hear him saying, "Ven para acá, Dani." Bro, that shit freaked me the fuck out, y'all. And yeah. Oh, you want to hear something crazy about that though? Just a caveat. My brother Doug, I told him that story a couple years later, like when we were teenagers.
Doug was a Marine, right?
No, that was Ed.
That was Ed.
Was the Marine.
Okay.
So I told my brother Doug that story, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here." I'm like, "Nah, man." He's like, "Dude, that house was haunted." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." And he's like, "No, there was this one time," he said, "there was this one time that something jumped on the bed that we were on. And I guess I was sleeping on my side, but it jumped on top of him. And he pulled the fucking covers over him. He said he felt like spider claw just go over his face, bro. Like,
oh.
So, and then I started putting the eyes. Maybe it could have been the same fucking demon type deal. I don't know, bro. But yeah, either way, it freaked me the fuck out, y'all. It freaked me.
Fuck, dude, you guys are lucky that shit didn't latch onto you, dude.
I could tell you more, bro. Oh, I could tell you.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like sometimes these spirits just latch onto you, dude. Yeah, they find a host and they just like follow you to different places, man.
So,
okay. I'll tell you one. I gotta tell you this one.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that freaking building that we had that was connected to the courthouse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Remember I think it was the third or fourth floor, the one that had the door that we had to guard. Remember there was the basement, the on top of the roof with the sniper rifle, and then we had the third in the middle of the.
Yeah, I know I remember having when we were doing IHT guard when Saddam would come in, right? Yeah, there was a ceiling, then the stairwell, and then all the way at the basement. Yeah.
Okay, so the stairwell was like the third floor. Okay. And so we had the shitty shift, like the really, like, what was it, 11 to, was it 7 that we had, or was it 10 to 7?
No, it was like 11 to fucking 7. I remember because at 5 in the morning I'm fucking freezing, like, holy shit,
dude. Yeah. Okay, so me and Sanchez had to be right there, right? I hope Sanchez remembers this shit, dude. But okay, so so we had that shitty schedule, and we had that and then it was always cold in that fucking stairwell, right? Yes, cold as shit. It could be like during the summer, and that shit was still freezing in there, dude, at night. Especially like, oh man. So like, I want to say, so me and Sanchez were like, dude, so obviously we have to man the radio. Yeah. We have to freaking do the shit. So they told us that if it gets really cold, you can light the little what was it? We had like a little trash can right there.
Yes.
So we couldn't have the flames higher than half the trash can, right? So so we're like, okay, cool. So I told Sanchez, hey, I'll take the first shift, and then you take the second shift. Like we'll do like, I don't know, like we'll rotate every 2 hours, right?
Right.
But you know the way Sanchez is, dude.
Oh yeah, lazy motherfucker.
That's all I gotta say. So I took the first shift, right? And this fool was sound asleep, right? And I started seeing like weird shit, like probably like, hey, so we went on. So I want to say like around 1:00 when it was time for this fool to get up to change. I started like seeing like shadows walking. Like I was tripping, dude. But I was thinking, you know what? I'm just tired, bro. Like I'm just seeing shit. Yeah, obviously we're not gonna call it up, be like, hey, dude, there's weird shadows running around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Be like,
yeah,
calling
dude.
up and shit, radio check.
Yeah, I got some motherfuckers. Imagine that shit, dude. Shit. That shit, the whole file would be locked down, dude.
Steal X-ray.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god. So whatever. So I was seeing shit, dude, and I was like, dude. And then on the side, because remember, like half that building was knocked down, so you can see the floors, right? And at one point, I was looking out the door, like out on the side, and I can see like, I want to call them shadows, dude.
Yeah.
Like, but they weren't like in human shape. They were just like, all of a sudden, like where you can see kind of like a reflection. All of a sudden, the reflection would be gone, and all of a sudden the reflection would be back. But there's nobody with flashlights walking around, so
Oh
there's no
shit.
accountability for that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And the moon is not gonna fucking move. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
shit's supposed to be the same, but it's not, dude.
Well, the thing is too, because I'm visualizing it because I was there, so I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Like you got the whole bombed out part. So for those that don't know, we were stationed in 0506 out in Baghdad. We were in what was the Bath headquarters, the Bath
Hmm.
Party headquarters, and that shit was bombed the fuck out. And
I
it
think there
just
was like a
happened to
tomahawk
be,
that landed in that motherfucker, right?
yeah, that's what they were saying. So and the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that the Iraq High Tribunal, or when on the
Mm-hmm.
IHT, which is the Saddam Hussein trial, it was happening there on our fob. So we had to pull
Mm-hmm.
guard whenever he came in. So yeah, we got
Mm-hmm.
to see Saddam Hussein. Yeah. So just to give, so
Yep.
I can visualize what you're saying, especially like like shadows moving within the building and shit like that. I can visualize it because I got a story of my own on this. But go ahead, brother.
Okay, let me finish real quick. So at 1 o'clock, I woke this motherfucker up. He got up, and then I already built a little small fire. So I was like, "Hey, dude, okay, I'm gonna sleep for 2 hours." I go, and I told him, and I even told him, "Hey, I see some shit walking, like moving around." I was like, "I don't know what it is." I go, he asked me, "Did you hear anything?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't hear anything." He's like, "You didn't call it up, right?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Okay, good." And so I got a little cozy right there. I brought my little fucking, my little whoopee and everything. So I was just like sitting, I was like, not laid, but you kind of like on the sandbag
Mm-hmm.
right there, just started falling asleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, the shit got cold, dude, like cold as fuck. And I want to say this is like an hour later, probably like around 3 in the morning, a little before 3. And all of a sudden, it was cold as fuck, right? But the fire was on. So, it woke me up and I looked over and this fool passed out.
Of course.
Like, fucking Sanchez was like, I looked at the fire's dead. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And then all of a sudden I could hear like feet shuffling, right?
Mm.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I thought, for some reason, I thought it was gonna be like Santa Sola or fucking smoke coming down the hall, right? To
Yeah.
check on us. And so I started calling out. I was like, hey, we're over here, we're over here. And nothing. I hear nothing, but I can still hear the shuffling coming towards us, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude. And I started thinking, you know what? It's probably like fucking one of you guys, fucking probably Kowalczyk or
Right.
somebody fucking with us. And so I got up and I started walking towards, because it's just a long hallway.
Yeah.
Started walking towards the hallway, down the hallway, and I could hear the shuffling, like if I'm getting closer to it, right? And so I passed the hallway to go down the stairwell, and so I passed it, and I can't hear the shuffling anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look down with my little fucking Surefire. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I turn around and shine a flashlight down the hallway, which they tell us not to do. But I did it anyways, and nothing. I can just see Sanchez right there, up on the other side of the sandbags. And I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? And I was looking on the floor because there's all the fucking soot and shit from the fire and all the from the fucked up building. And I'm looking around and I'm like, what the fuck? So I start walking towards the back towards it, looking at with the flashlight, looking at the floor.
Yeah.
And as soon as I passed like the middle of the hallway, I can hear the shuffling again. But it felt like it was there, like around my area. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? So I shined into the 2 rooms that are right there. Nothing. Hear nothing. I didn't see no footsteps, nothing. And so I start kind of getting a little freaked out. And I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? And so I start walking back towards like like power walking, like fuck.
Yeah.
Start walking, wobbling my
Range
happy
walk.
ass towards fucking Sanchez. And then I start kicking his sheet, and he wakes up and he goes, hey, what's up, dude? And I tell him, hey, dude, like something weird's going on, dude. Like I heard fucking shuffling. I went down the hallway, nothing, dude. And I told him about passing the middle of the hallway, and I couldn't hear nothing on the other side of the hallway. But when I passed the hallway coming towards him, I could hear the shuffling again. And then Sanchez goes, oh, yeah, dude, I heard that shit last night. Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll go away after an hour.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, yeah, dude, it's crazy. He goes, he's broken Spanish. He's like, it's crazy shit here, dude. He's like, don't worry about it.
See, that's the thing about Sanchez too. That motherfucker is from the motherland of Mexico.
Yeah.
So he's used to hearing stupid shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God, fuck that.
And apparently,
brother.
dude. But from what I can understand, is like he was experiencing the same shit, but to him, it's like whatever, dude. Like he
Yeah.
was just like, eh.
Like, like fuck it. I mean,
Yeah,
just let me sleep. I just want to sleep.
yeah. Let me sleep. Let me sleep. We gotta get sleep.
Dude, but you know what's funny is you're not the only person that's seen or experienced shit like that. So one night in the basement,
Hmm.
remember how there was a ramp that would
Oh,
go
dude, yeah,
down?
the basement.
Okay,
Hmm.
so there was a ramp that would go to the basement. If you go around towards where the black gate was, there was a little guard shack that we put, and then there was a basement in there. Me and Kowalczyk, we had the shift together there in the basement. And so me and him just shit talking as usual, you know what I mean? Just oh you fucking Jew, and he's like, oh you fucking beaner, just going
Yeah.
back and forth and all that shit, just the way we do. And so fucking you know, it's kind of freaky down there. We started talking about like
Mm.
I think some dude had just got electrocuted down there that recently, in the basement, or
Hmm.
one of the Haji workers. And then not only
Yep.
that, from what the stories were, supposedly there was like a torture room somewhere in that
Yes.
basement
Yes.
where supposedly
Yes.
there was like pipes that had acid and they would drop on the fucking on whoever they had to torture. Anyway,
It
so
was. They said that they ran a pipe through there that they used battery acid, so that way they can burn their victims. So kind of
yeah.
like the drip.
Yeah, exactly. And no
Yes.
matter where they went to, it would be like dripping from the pipe in the sea.
Hmm.
Yeah, either way, that place was fucked up. But so dude, Kowalczyk and I were on shift. And okay, for those that don't know, all right, usually when we do 12-hour shifts, we if we're away from people, we kind of take shifts. All right, like hey fool, I'm gonna take me about a 2-hour nap. You get
Yep.
the other
Yep.
2-hour nap. You know what I'm saying? That's how we roll, okay? Yeah, except with Sanchez is one that's it wouldn't work well because I was an OP7 with him. Fool, an OP7
Hmm.
on top of the mosque. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, fool, almost like a tunear. He's like, see, wait. And of course, he's like, all right, you take first, fool, and and I stayed awake. And he's like, see, I go first. I'm like, okay. So he goes to sleep. I'm thinking, like, all right, okay, fool, time to wake up. He's like, oh, okay. And so I zonk out. I wake up about an hour later. That fool zonked out there with it. I'll knock the fuck out, dog.
Dude, he's
Like, fool, we
notorious for
got
that shit.
radio checks to do, man. But so with
Oh
Kowalczyk,
my
I
god,
was a
dude.
little bit. It was a little bit more. Like I knew he would do his shift, right? So, anyways,
Uh-huh.
so we're in there and we're walking around the basement because again we have to do this for just to put things into context. We have to do this because Saddam Hussein's trial is going on literally on the other side of the door. Like that's where
Hmm.
his trial is. We smoked out his trial. Okay, we had to put his
Oh
trial on
yes.
pause because Sergeant Major said, y'all look like some bums. Kick over that, kick that thing. That one trash can you were talking
Hmm.
about. Yeah,
Yep.
they got kicked over by Maluga and set on fire, and we almost smoked out the fucking
Dude, I was
Iraqi
on
High
the roof
Tribunal
when that
Court.
shit happened. I was on the roof when that you always said you could see the fucking smoke coming out of the building, out of the trial building. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
So our major's like, yeah, y'all look like some bums. Kick this shit out of here. What I'm gonna do? What's our major? Kick it. Looking like bums. Like so, he kicks it all the way down to the bottom of the basement where there's nothing but trash, which sparks up a fire,
Mm.
and then seeps
Yep.
into the courtroom. But anyways, I digress. So Kowalczyk and I were on guard, and bro, I remember it was like a fucking big wind happened to pass by earlier, and the lights went away. The lights went out, and y'all already
Mm.
know how I feel about darkness.
The
So yeah,
darks, yeah.
we might have our NVGs. I don't give a fuck because unless you got moonlight, then them
Mm.
NVGs ain't working indoors, Steve. Not too well.
Yeah.
All right. So I told Kowalczyk, yo, let's go ahead and move our chairs all the way out to the fucking to the entrance of the basement. So we moved our chairs and we're sitting down. I'm like, all right, man, you go ahead and take a nap. So he takes his nap, bro, and he's asleep. And I swear to you, I mean, I started hallucinating, I'm pretty sure. But I'm
Mm.
looking, bro, and I swear to God, I don't know if I dozed off and opened up my eyes. I see a fucking Haji soldier like walking from one side of that ramp to the
Mm.
other side, and he just walks in through the fucking wall, bro. And I wake up Kowalczyk, get up. He's like, what? Like, did you see that shit? Did you see that shit? Like, see what? Like, there's a motherfucking ghost right there. A motherfucker looked like a Haji, straight out fucking Iraqi soldier, just walked across us and into the motherfucking. And then Kowalczyk is a scary motherfucker. He don't like ghosts.
Mm.
He don't like to hear about ghosts. But
Mm.
he's like, no, man, you know that shit didn't happen and all that, whatever. Anyway, so I think I freaked him out and scared him. So we ended up moving our chairs all the way outside of the fucking onto the ramp where there was a little bit of light coming in. You know what I'm saying, from the moon, because the basement was dark, bro. And I shit you not, we were about to go back in and we started talking shit like, "Hey, you think something's in there?" And he's like, "I don't know. You think something's in there?" I was like, "I don't know." So we start throwing rocks in there, like, something was in there. And I, to this date, still remember hearing the like a yell, bro. Mm-hmm. And like, we ain't going back in, bro. We stayed outside until the fucking lights came back on, brother. I was scared shitless. God. I don't fuck around with ghosts, or as they call them in Iraq, genies. I don't fuck with them. No.
Jinns.
No.
They call them jinns.
Jinns. That's what it was.
Yeah,
motherfuckers, dude.
Oh God. Speaking of jinns, okay. Yeah. Speaking of jinns, okay. In our second tour, we had this because we were like in our second half, we were in this place Mason, like on the border of Iran and Iraq. So these people, at one part, there's like this battlefield that we were driving through, and it was me. I want to say in our gun truck, it had to be me. I want to say Ziggy. It had to be Machuca. It had to be a few of those guys like that. Okay. And we were kind of like just in this overwatch position late at night, just watching this battlefield area. And I'm talking about this battlefield area because there was like unexploded ordnance there.
Okay.
And these crazy motherfuckers would go in there, try to get some of these rounds or whatever. And these things are like from the 80s. So these dudes were always blowing each other up. Shit was going off in that field like all the time, just randomly just explode. Because the way fucking ordnance are, they just eventually they'll go off if catch fire or just anything. If you kick it wrong, they'll fucking go off. So these dudes were blowing each other's up, going out there trying to get these things. I'm assuming to sell to some of the terrorists,
right?
Some of the insurgents,
right.
So we go out there and we once in a while find like a dead body of this dude blown up,
Mm-hmm.
But late at night we were out there, just overwatching that position, and I was on top because we switched out, so Ziggy's usually the gunner. Right. And so I would go up there and I'd be watching, right? So we're up there watching, and we know with our NVGs or whatever. And dude, like it's a creepy ass place, dude, because all of a sudden there's like a bunch of old Kevlars from these soldiers around. And then over here there's like a couple of rounds, and then there's like a tank part that's all fucking blown up. And then over there's like a fighting position. So it was just a fucked up area. And so I'm sitting there watching, and you could literally see we're trying to look for people that are trying to gather up bullshit. So we're up there watching, and this fool, I could see somebody kind of like just casually walking. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Is that a person? So we're looking at it. I'm looking at it. And then I'm like, hey, check this out. So then they go up there and they look at it, and they're like, we could see something, but hold on, one of my dogs just came out right now.
It's cool.
Hold on.
Dude, it's gonna cancel out in 5 seconds.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to send you a new link.
Okay, send a new link because I can finish the story.
All right, we are back here to hear the conclusion of Holguin's battlefield story out there on his second deployment in Iraq. So when you last left us, well, to them was like 3 seconds ago. For us, it's been about 10 minutes. And you were telling us about you guys were looking through the NVGs or something, or some binos, and saw some walking. What was that? So go ahead and pick up there.
Okay, so when I was seeing this, it just looked like this one looked like a person, like kind of like a shadow of a person, and it's just walking, right? And so I was like, oh, dude, let me see if this is something, So I gave it to I can't even think of who it was. I want to say it was Ziggy, but I could be wrong. It could have been I can't even think at the top of my head who was in our gun truck. That's the thing. Well, I gave it to him, and he looked at it, and he goes, hey, that looks like a person, but I'm seeing right through him. And I was like, bullshit. So I got it back from him, and I looked, and sure enough, you could see right through that motherfucker, dude. It was like a black shadow, but it wasn't. It was almost like you said, like translucent looking,
Yeah. Dude.
And so I looked at this fool. This fool looked at me, and I was like, dude. I was like, yep, this is one of those things. So we're just gonna shut our mouth and just stay here,
dude. And that's the crazy part, because that's kind of how it looked like to me. That dude that I told you was walking across the ramp, He was he looked like a
It
fucking
wasn't
Iraqi
glowing or
soldier.
anything.
No, this guy
I
looked like
want
an
to
Iraqi soldier,
say,
but I could see through him.
I want to say it kind of looked like a solid shadow, but it wasn't black. It was like it was almost like a darkish grayish color, like kind of like smoky.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you
yep.
can kind of see through this, you can see through dark smoke, but it's like I don't know. That shit was weird, dude. I just put it like that. It's
For
weird
real.
shit, dude.
So
And
let's go.
so
Let me take this time to bring in our guest over here. For those that are watching us on fucking YouTube or on Spotify, because Spotify has video now. You see
what?
yeah. Now we got Sanchez in here. Sanchez has been a friend of the podcast, been here a couple of times already. He's the resident Mexican alcoholic that comes on here, usually has a drink with him. There's the bar. There it is.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
But yeah, man. Sanchez.
What's up?
Oh
Cubole.
shit, there he is. Look at this dude.
Are you able to see him
Ah,
or no? Holguin, can you see
I
him?
can see him now.
Okay, usually
Oh,
you have to swipe your screen and it'll be
Yeah,
able to throw us all up on there. Hey, Sanchez,
yeah.
so the reason I brought you on because Holguin has a hard stop here that he's gonna have to take off for a second. But we're over here talking about like ghost stories and shit. And like some of the shit that we experienced either when we were kids or también like over in Iraq. All right. So Holguin just told us a couple of them. And I wanted to ask you, man. I mean, you're from Mexico, and in Mexico, it's like in El Salvador. In El Salvador, we have a bunch of leyendas, all right, a bunch of legends. So, for example, you guys were he was talking about La Llorona just earlier. Over in El Salvador, we have one called La Ciguanaba. La Ciguanaba is she's kind of like La Llorona, but what it is she's supposed to be like an indigenous lady who fucked around with one of the gods or one of the the indigenous gods
Mm.
and shit like that. And anyways, her thing is like she's out in the middle of nowheres, and then she'll usually like lure men to come with her. Like she like lures like cheaters, like cheating men, and
Oh,
she'll
okay.
and
like
she'll
La
take.
Sirena.
I guess I don't know. Pero la
Yeah,
sirena, those are the ones that are in the water, no?
I think you were talking about this Greek mythology. That's one of like almost similar.
Yeah, no, you're talking about like sirens. Yeah, in Greek mythology,
Yeah.
they're the ones that lure boats and ships into the fucking to crash and shit and then die. But La Ciguanaba, like, there's a whole story behind her, like with the pipiles, and that's my people, by the way. They're called those pipil. Anywho, but anyway, with that, I wanted to hear Sanchez. In our cultures, like in our culture, I'm sure you've heard of duendes. You guys ever heard of
Yes.
those?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
doing this. Yep.
So in El Salvador, we have them as well. Those are, I guess you could call them Smurfs or like elves. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So have you,
Dwarfs, isn't it
Sanchez?
like dwarfs?
Yeah,
Isn't it like
dwarves, right?
dwarfs?
Dwarves, I
Yeah.
guess. But they're like small little motherfuckers.
Mm.
But anyways, so Sanchez, tell me, like in your experience, have you seen or heard or experienced any kind of fucking paranormal shit?
Seen? No, I never seen it. But my brother, and my dad, they see a lot of crazy shit. Like a lot crazy. They have seen like my brother was telling me like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago that when he sleeps and when he wakes up, he sees a shadow with red eyes. And by the
What
door.
the fuck? Where?
Yep.
Where's he at? Where's your brother at?
In Texas.
What the fuck? What part of
Tell
Texas?
me,
I don't want
hold
to
on.
go there.
Tell me about the shadow with red eyes. Tell me about
I don't
this.
know.
Yes.
Like he only, I think he's only said that. Like he said, like, cause I mean, he's like my dad. So my dad, he sees witches and La Llorona, like all his life. And me, I never seen it because I don't believe that much on it.
Yeah.
But I can feel certain things, like the
How do
energy.
you not believe in it if you can feel it, fool?
I know.
Or is it you just I don't give a fuck?
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the attitude I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Just let me sleep. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I'll
Yeah,
stop.
so
Oh my
like
God.
actually, here in my apartment I stay at, probably like a year ago. I don't know, because I don't know if I was dreaming or not, because like I have like those dreams as well that I can wake up from my body, like those, I forgot what it's called.
Out
but
of
those,
body experiences.
Yeah.
yeah. But like that day, I woke up. I don't know if I woke up or I was dreaming, but I know like I felt something by the door, like in my room, watching me, and I just closed my eyes, and I just, I just like, cause I like pray, my person and then I went back to sleep.
There he believes right now he believes
You
right
see?
there. Like, hey, I'm
So
going to
so
do all
like
this.
so I believe in Virgen of Guadalupe, like and all that,
Mhm.
because I'm in religion,
Yeah.
kind of, but aliens as well. So I'm like in between, I
Oh,
believe both.
the aliens.
Fuck yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, don't get me started on that shit. I mean, we could talk all day on just aliens.
Yeah.
But, dude, I mean,
But so my brother, he was telling us that, like also that his ex-wife in Mexico, because like he would tell his ex-wife that what happens to him, and she doesn't believe him. And one day, she was like dreaming crazy, like couldn't dream it either. And my brother says like, yeah, I woke up and I was looking at the shadow with red eyes right beside my wife, and then she, she tried to wake her up, because he knows it. And then she said whenever she woke up, she saw that the shadow, and then she was like, he was telling her like, see, now you believe me? She said, yeah. I was like, okay.
fool. Before you came on, right now on the first recording, I was talking to him about
Mhm.
fucking shadow dude with glowing fucking red eyes, like chino eyes, red or orange eyes, dude. That's why when you
Yeah.
said that, like immediately, like, fucking hey, dude, that's fucking
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, let me ask him if he's like available. My brother knows like he believes all that crazy shit.
Well, but check this out, fool. So I'll give you another one. Sometimes I wonder if Cruz is fucking with me. All right.
Why?
I'm sure he is. I'm sure
Porque,
he is.
oh man. Okay, so for one with Cruz, for those that don't know, or if you follow the podcast, y'all know who Cruz is. All right, that was my co-host for a couple of episodes, and then sadly we lost him. But Cruz, I always have like a feeling like he fucks with me here. I'll give you an example. My remote went missing. My fucking remote control went missing. All right. And I'm talking
For
about
your TV?
my TV in my living room.
Mhm.
And I have a specific place I put it at all the fucking time so I don't lose it, specifically. And I'm looking for it everywhere, fool. I'm talking about like for 2 days, I could not find this fucking remote. And I'm looking through couches, I'm looking in the kitchen and the fridge because I've been known to leave it there too. Better watch out. Tell me why. I was like, Cruz, are you fucking with me? I just said it like that. Like, I think Cruz is fucking with me. Cruz, you fucking with me? And I turn around, bro. And as I turn around, all I heard was like something on the table go, like fall on the table. And I look behind me, and my remote's doing this on the table. Like somebody placed it there. I was like, you motherfucker, dude. But it wasn't like I was scared or anything. I thought it was more funny than anything. I'm like, you motherfucker. Porque even like after he passed away, bro, like it finally hit me like a couple of days later that for me to accept it. And I swear to God, like I was listening to a song, like I don't know what kind of song came on, and it reminded me of Cruz. And I started getting a tear coming out, right? And in my head, I could hear Cruz saying, "You crying? Fucking fag." I could hear him saying that, dude, because for those that don't know Cruz, that's something that he would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he would.
So I mean, it's just like things like that. I do believe that there's another realm out of here that that exists. Como estabas diciendo right now, Sanchez, like when you're in the sleep paralysis, where you feel like you can't move, but you feel like you're out of your body.
Yeah. No, I'm out of my body because like the first time it happened to me, I was walking in my apartment. That time it happened, I was still single, and I was walking in Killeen, my apartment in Killeen, and then I literally walk. I just like I went to watch everything, like in my apartment. But a good thing, like it was by myself, so I didn't know if it was like actually I was dreaming or not.
Well, how much did you have to drink that night?
I don't. So because like for me, I don't use my sleep apnea because I hate it. I didn't use that thing. So
you have the little CPAP machine?
Yeah, CPAP. Yeah, I do. I just don't use that motherfucker. I hate it. Like, but I use sometimes the mouth guard they gave me instead. But no, nomás cuando tomo sometimes. Because my esposa, she be mad because I be, like roncando like a motherfucker. So.
I'm with you on that one, brother.
Yeah, but like also, like 3 months ago, I don't know if I was dreaming. I hit the bed, but like me and my wife, we were in bed. Like it was like probably like 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and somebody hit the bed. So I don't know if it was me when I twist, but it was like hard. Like, and then I thought he was Sir to like wake me up because we were supposed to go somewhere. I forgot where. But I don't know if I was like when I twisted, I hit the bed because I never hit the bed either. Man, the next day I got the holy water to put around the whole house.
Oh shit! Well, let me get back to Cruz real quick. So you see that little this little plushie here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I found this in a Goodwill, in Texas. All right. This is not the University of Texas. That is
the Tennessee.
Go Vols. That's fucking Cruz's university that he loves. You know, he's a big Vols fan. So I was in fucking I was at the Goodwill here by my neighborhood because I was gonna buy my daughter like some toys. Thankfully, she don't care as long as we go to if she's happy when we go to Goodwill. I'm a thrift shopper, baby. I done learned. So, anyways, while I'm there, I was like, I'm looking for something to bring home, and I see this little fucker. And I'm like, what are the fucking odds that there's a fucking Tennessee Vols fucking plushie here in Texas? You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to scoop this shit up. And I scooped it up, and his name is JC for Jordan Cruz.
Jordan Cruz.
This is my little Jordan Cruz right here. So, I mean, dude, I take him with me camping. Like when I go camping places, I take him with me because what ended up happening was, so just to put things in perspective.
What is that? What is that? Let me see.
What the hell?
I don't know. Some new whiskey I found. My throat hurts.
Let me see. I can't see it. I couldn't see it. What the hell? No, the other way. A little to the. There you go. Borrow. Oh, okay.
Scotch whiskey, borrow, man.
Scotch whiskey.
I don't know, bro. I don't. I don't drink.
No, you don't drink no more. I have a lot. So.
5 years.
I have a lot. Let's see.
5 years.
Let's see Sanchez's collection. Look at that.
Fuck
damn.
Yeah. Liquored up Lopez.
That's a 21-year-old. And I got that tequila over there.
And that's that tequila, that good one. That's actually pretty good.
This is better right here.
Which one is that one? I never had that one.
I know.
Real?
It's like $700.
Jeez.
Look at that one.
Ah, damn. See,
this guy.
There's only one bottle of liquor here in my house, and that was when I was working. One of my workers, one of my associates, he from Nicaragua, and he's like, "Hey, jefe, te voy a mandar una botella de licor, de guaro." That's how Nicaraguans talk, just so y'all know. All right, and I'm like, all right, and sure enough, he sends some Nicaraguan rum. It's called Flor de Caña.
For Cruz.
There you go. See Ruse. But so I got a bottle of Flor de Caña here that one day I'll prop it open, but not anytime soon, man. I've been on 5 years on the sober tip, and I'm happy with it.
Oh yeah, that's what's
and
up.
Another thing though, I noticed, I don't know about you guys, but when you get drunk, like on liquor, does that kind of like maybe open your mind up or to be more exposed to supernatural shit?
Yes, it does.
No,
not for you.
No,
I think it does, dude.
I drank more liquor when I was in Germany, and I don't remember anything. I was like liquor up.
Well, that's like, you were probably having to sit down with fucking Hitler and all his goons and shit.
That's what I
know. He's all Germany, in the bunker.
I mean, I have like a lot of tequilas, but I don't drink them because I don't like the taste of tequila.
Now, when you drink tequila, do you sip it or do you take a shot out of it?
It depends which one it is.
Okay, so because there is sipping kind, right? Like where you sip it.
Yeah, so
and enjoy it.
One of the bottles there was open. That's like super smooth. It's like sipping. It's like also like 100%. It's like organic. It's like then they'll say in the States.
Let me ask you something, Sanchez. Sanchez, let me ask you something. Let me ask both of y'all something here. All right, so we're sticking with the paranormal theme because of Halloween, right? So let's talk about aliens a little bit. All right.
Oh my God, yes. Okay.
So I have a thing about aliens where I think aliens are real. Obviously, I think they're real. And I think that all of the deities that we have are based on them. Like what we consider God or angels are aliens. Because if you think about it, thousands of years ago, how can they describe it? Chariots that flew. I mean, these motherfuckers are beaming on down. You know what I'm saying? They're going to call them angels because, they fly without wings and shit like that. So I think that's my theory. I ain't never seen aliens per se. I mean, but I do believe in them. Have you ever seen them?
So I believe in aliens. but I believe that the church, like whoever invented religion, and like they use that graphic to like do like into the angels, like like people flying.
Okay,
Instead
let
of
me tell you something
like,
about the church.
I think they use like the aliens was used by, because like in Rome, the Catholic Rome, you go to Rome, like they have so much library, so many like Bibles there
under
that
the
you cannot
fucking
see.
Vatican.
Yeah,
You can't even go under there.
Did you know that the Catholic Church has a telescope in the United States that only church people can use?
Yes.
And it's sanctioned. So they always look at the stars and everything that, like, even one of the things, Fatima, the one in Portugal where they saw a bean. Like, if you look at that, dude, that's an alien encounter. But the Vatican loves to cover those things up and make it more into a holy type of thing because they don't want to lose the grip on the people.
Yeah, because if we were to say that humans are not the only beings, if we were to confirm the existence of aliens, it would destroy the fabric of religion because we are not just unique. You know what I'm saying? So they can't control the masses like they do right now with religion. That's why my religion is I'm Christian. I believe I call myself a Christian, but I'm trying to get back to my indigenous people.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, cabrón, I almost ate shit.
See, for me, like I believe like I'm still believing like in God, Jesus, like Virgen de Guadalupe. She's like the main one I believe in.
But all she is, she's just Jesus' mom.
Yeah, but like, so for me, like her is more like when I went in Iraq, every time I would pray for her. Like like Jesus and God too, but more her. Like it was like more. I'm more like
you would pray to her. You
more often
for her protection.
Right.
Yes. Like even last year when I had my surgery of the heart, like she was like the main one that like I was going more for.
Yeah. I mean it's all about faith. Whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
I mean,
but also in aliens, I believe in aliens. Like for me, like I wish before I die, I would just see them, or they can take me with them to fucking space and then come back later, and then everybody's fucking gone and many people. Like I'm.
Well, what makes you think that we don't go when we die? Like that's probably where like our body's probably just like a vessel, and then when we die, we probably just go off into another fucking like atmosphere, like some other realm or something. Because do you know that scientists have already proven that there's portals that open up in our world, and that they're trying to like right now, if you ask a scientist, like anybody, like if you go and you ask people in Harvard, they already said, hey, portals are real. Like people have been disappearing from portals throughout all of time, and then they show up in another place many miles away.
Dude, yes. So, have you ever heard of fucking, oh my God, is it Missing 411? Or
yes, Dave Paulides.
Oh my God. Dude, did you hear the one about the kid who went missing and then they found him a couple of miles somewhere else, like on top of a fucking tree? There's no way he could have gotten up there, bro.
Yes. So that's what I'm telling you. And because we as humans, we populate only certain parts of the world, there's other parts that we don't populate, like on top of hills, like on top of mountains. Like even here in El Paso, there's a fucking big old mountain, what is it, Franklin, that nobody goes up to. And so they're saying, from what I heard, a lot of the research that I've been reading and stuff about quantum physics and all that stuff, they're saying that granite has some kind of property that we don't know about. And that because these things, like people go disappearing around like boulder fields, like granite boulder fields and stuff, that they might be going through these portals. And so we don't know. Like, have you ever been in like the woods and then all of a sudden or just anywhere, and all of a sudden it's just really quiet or really odd, or you get this weird feeling and you're like, why the fuck am I getting this weird feeling? And it's because they're saying that that's probably your intuition saying, hey, dude, something weird's happening. Get the fuck out of there.
Yes.
So you just got to be careful, dude.
I mean, like it's like the ranch, the Skinwalker Ranch. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Like you've been watching the show, like they were doing a test with like flames, and they put the camera in slow motion, and you can see the flames like actually like separating, not going through straight. Like if you look at it like normal, that the flame was going straight, but when they actually load the camera, it actually separates instead of like going one,
it goes around something.
Go straight. Goes actually around, so it actually breaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you get 313 Bravos. All right. And start talking about shit we have no idea about, but it sounds fucking good, yo. I tell you what, bro. Back to your theory about who says that when we die we don't go with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I started fucking delving with this. All right, this just humor me, y'all.
Okay.
What if when we die, our essence, our energy goes into a different frequency?
That's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
So feel me on this. So those frequencies are that's why ghosts are on a different frequency. What we call spirits and ghosts are on different frequencies, but they sometimes merge into ours. But hold on, it gets better. How about when people pray? When they pray and they say they pray and they feel that God is listening. How about prayer is you fine-tuning your frequency, kind of like a radio tuner, to match the frequency with the higher power, and then you connect, and that's why you feel that. It's your energy. Dude, I haven't spoken
saying that certain frequencies.
It's like, praying, but also more like more about music. You know, that's what like the Aztecs, Mayas, all the like the prehistorical before us. Yeah. They use music. Even the Indians, Native Americans now, even like I go to Mexico a lot, to Cancun and stuff, and they still have Mayas there and everything. And then they do a lot of music. And then like that's what like the scientists, they said that how they build the pyramids, all those heavy rocks.
Acoustics.
It was not about like machinery. It's about like the sound, pick it up, like the vibration, pick it up and put it where they wanted it at.
And that's what attracts. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what attracts. Like you can say, like we're calling the gods, and that we're trying to get a hold of it, because obviously something came and was here, and then it left. So especially that's what a lot of the cultures, like the ancient cultures, believe, and so they're trying to get those. Probably they feel like if maybe a certain frequency will. It's almost like a phone to them, like texting them, "Hey, what's up, bro?" But that's what they're saying. Like certain acoustics. Certain vibrations will go ahead.
I'll tell you what. If you get a chance, watch that movie. Nope. If you get a chance to watch it,
I think I've seen that. Is that the one with the craft or the alien craft thing?
Yeah, the alien that was a spaceship that turns out to be something.
It's with the horses. Negros.
Yeah, dude. It was actually a good fucking movie, dude.
No, it was. I actually liked a lot of his movies.
Huh?
Nope.
Es el mismo que hace he did Get Out.
Key and Peele, right?
Huh? Yeah.
It's Peele, right? It's Peele,
right?
Yeah,
the Peele guy, yeah. Jordan Peele?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's not the Key guy.
I've seen it. I know what you're talking about.
Dude, that shit was trippy, man. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but that spaceship.
Like the only thing I didn't like was that at the end how he got killed.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. No spoiler alert.
Yeah, don't.
That's the only thing I had done.
Sanchez, what the hell?
But so which movie I like is the Fourth Kind.
I haven't seen that one.
No. Fire in the Sky. Fire in the Sky. You got to see Fire in the Sky, Sanchez. Fire in the Sky is the best one.
No,
that's the one about the dude that was in the woods, right?
Yeah, that's the one of the real abduction about what really happened.
The Fourth Kind también was one también. That's the one where they're recording, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like the
movie. Is that the one with Mila Jovovich?
Mila Jovovich?
I don't know fucking names.
She's the one that looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
The one that's in Dazed and Confused and Resident Evil. Yes.
She looks fucking hot in Resident Evil, by the way.
And Fifth Element. No, she
Oh yeah, multipass. Oh yeah,
multipass.
Dude, I would stick my dick up in that all night long. For those that don't know, I love white girls. White girls are my thing. They're my mother.
Dude, that's all. That's all I go after, dude. I'm done. Like you already know my history. So yeah, that's all I'm going after. Yeah. And here, there's hardly any. There's none.
Yeah, actually. You have a lot of Mexicans.
You need to go to the bar. By Chili's, then I forgot the fucking name.
Fuck that fool! You're gonna fight yourself an army white girl. That's what's gonna end up happening.
No, dude, I'm not trying. Yeah, I'm good where I'm at right now.
Unless she's an officer, don't fuck with it.
Yeah, dude, I'm. Yeah, no. Yeah, you already know my history. Yeah. No comment. But what was I gonna? Okay, that's the other thing. Did you see recently about the Bigfoot that they saw?
No, I
TMZ even said. Dude, you
heard.
gotta see that shit. That shit's kind of freaky, dude.
I got fucked up porque I started watching the fucking news again. I stopped watching the news for a long time.
I don't even watch the news.
Dude, I popped the news on that one day when McCarthy got booted out. And then next thing I know, that weekend, the shit happened with Israel and Hamas. And then I got sucked in, man. I feel like fucking Don Corleone.
You got to be careful, dude, because they're not reporting facts. They're reporting their opinion.
Exactly.
So you gotta get the facts.
Yeah. So like, I don't watch.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. So before like news, like I don't watch news like at all. So I watch Netflix, all the shows. The only news I watch is when now like if you got like certain type of clearance, I think secret, you get news through your email at the army, like Outlook.
I got a secret clearance. What? Wait, did he just flex on us, fool?
I know you did. Flex? He's gonna pull out his freaking.
But that's
secret clearance.
So you know they were. So you know that they were like drones trying to attack Iraq, the base in Iraq.
Look,
wait.
2 days ago.
Dude, yeah, I saw that on this one fucking. I watched this shit called Truth. They're on YouTube. I shared it on the Facebook page, and like they were showing all kinds of shit, like all the embassy riots that were going on a couple of nights ago. They were showing it, but the news wasn't showing it over here. That's why I don't watch that shit, and I feel a lot better since I stopped watching it, bro. But back to Halloween. Let's go to Halloween real quick.
Yeah, Bigfoot.
In our culture, our original culture, I'll say, there was no Halloween. We had El Dia de los Muertos, right? The Day of the Dead.
And it's too big in Mexico.
They do it big all over Latin America. Okay, one thing, I gotta get this one thing out the fucking window. Look, everybody who speaks Spanish is not Mexican, all right? We're not all fucking Mexicans. Everything that's fucking Spanish is not Mexican. There's this land under fucking Mexico. It's called an isthmus. It's a fucking little piece of land that connects us to South America. That's called Central America, all right, folks? That's where my people are from.
What we like to call it. We like to call it
Central America is where the Mayas are from, technically.
I'm waiting for the cerote joke here. So where's the cerote?
I'm trying not to.
Come mierda, no jodas, hijo de la gran puta mierda, cerote. Oh, dude.
You can call it the taint of the Americas.
Fucking dick. But no, the reason I say that is because everybody's like, oh, they do it big up in Mexico. They do it big in all fucking Latin America. All right, all Latin America, not just fucking Mexico.
Except for Argentina.
Fuck Argentina.
No, Argentina's
they're the yuppies. They think they're fucking Europeans.
Well, they technically mainly are they're 90%. They're hardly anything as far as indigenous.
I don't know. I don't know who fucked who, but I know
because they have
Jewish
in them. They have Italian. They have Spanish. They have German.
Most of them are German.
They have Nazi in them. That's what they got in them.
Yeah.
But for those of us that look like you and myself, we were fucking Españoles because our last names are either Spaniard or fucking Portuguese and Indio. And unfortunately my people got massacred. So look that up. El Salvador history, la masacre.
Anyway. Not really, because you're Spanish white. You need the dark.
My mom calls me gringo. My mom calls me gringo. Fuck. No mames,
you gotta be dark.
I don't gotta. Okay, look, fucking Holguin over here looks like a goddamn Allahu Akbar right now.
But remember, he's fucking Portuguese, nice. Half Brazilian.
Yeah, well,
look at this bad boy.
Yeah, that's that European trash blood right there.
I wish I can. One more year, hopefully, if that promoter.
One more year. Look at this guy. Let me see your piece.
One more year.
Zoom in.
Nah, hey, let's see how much hair you have on your head, Sanchez.
None.
Come on, let's go. Dude, look at this. Oh, hell yeah. See, that's how I grow mine.
Yeah, see that's like your
battle buddy. See that?
Next year.
Me and Sanchez.
When I retire.
What is it with all the fuckers when they get out, they want to grow a beard all of a sudden?
It's cool.
Honestly, mine was because of a certain chick that was like, hey, I want to see you in beard. And so I'm like,
so for me, I like myself better on beard. I look younger. I'm going to show a picture. Hold on.
Let me show you a picture.
Yes.
I have, usually I like my little goatee, but I think I had it the first time we did ours. I like my little goatee.
I seen you with goatees. Yes.
Let's see back. Oh, man, you got to turn off the brightness. Oh,
bright light.
Bright light.
Shit.
Oh, what?
Orale. How long ago
Man,
was
look
that?
at this guy.
That was only like a week.
Damn.
That one?
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
when I was in Mexico.
Fool, that could have been last week when you were in Mexico. I don't fucking know. When I was in
2 months ago. Officially
Oh,
in
my God.
Mexico. On leave.
Right. Dude, I don't know how many times I took a weather pass and shit. Fucking A. I'll tell you what, Korea was my favorite fucking time, bro.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I don't remember anything.
Germany was
happening.
better, man.
Fuck Germany.
Germany.
I didn't like Korea. I didn't like Casey.
Okay. First of all, Casey had the best fucking
I haven't been to
bill.
Casey.
Okay. So in Korea, all right, there's these
That was
things
in
called a
Hovey.
bill. All right. First, no, Hovey had Tokari, but Hovey Casey
Tokari's
are
down.
one big camp. All right. And then outside of TDC, bro, it was just fucking awesome. If you were married, it sucked. I'll tell you that right now. If you were married, let me rephrase. If you were married and you were faithful, it sucked for you.
That's one of those places.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ah,
TDY,
okay.
baby, temporarily divorced for a year.
That's why Sanchez hated it.
Germany was better.
Okay.
Tell me, German was better.
Nah, I'm just bitter because I couldn't go to Germany. I ended up going to Fort Carson, which I don't regret. I love Fort Carson. That place is fucking awesome, but it's too expensive, bro.
Bro?
Too expensive, yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna end it with one more ghost story since we fucking went off the rails here. Didn't even talk about.
We did.
So check it out. One last story, I guess I could think of. We had this one ghost in our house. I'll tell you one. Apparently, one time in Fort Hood, when I was in Fort Stewart, I got so fucking drunk. All right, I ended up having a conversation with a ghost.
Oh yeah,
What?
Yeah. So Linda tells me that I sat down and I had a full-fledged conversation with this fucking person. Have no idea who it was. Just I was out there talking with him, like having a conversation, like we're talking here right now. I would pause and listen, and then I would answer. And apparently, she locked me out in the living room. But that's why I was asking about the drinking and if it lowers your fucking guard. Because apparently, when I drank a lot, I think that's why they call it the spirits, because you
that's what I'm telling you. Like it does. It lowers your kind of like your rationale. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of like kids don't know any better. So it kind of like puts us into that kind of mindset where we don't filter a lot of like things that we don't want to filter. You know what I'm saying? So your mind's more open to receiving more signals. You know what I'm saying?
Why you gotta bring kids into this, bro? Now you just brought up a whole fucking bunch of memories right now. My daughter Sophia, I swear, she has something. Well, okay, so supposedly in my family, if you go generations back, somebody fucked one of my male counterparts on the Lopez side, fucked some India who was a bruja, knocked her up, and then shanked her so she couldn't have the baby. So killed the baby. So supposedly this bruja put on a curse on our family for a couple of generations. All right. And but supposedly with these curses, there's also these kind of like gifts per se that we could get, like in other words, like certain intuitions or certain capabilities. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is like being able to hone in on spirits or see things or foretell things. Well, Sophia, bro, I swear she saw ghosts or she saw things. Porque that she would be in her room just giggling her ass off. No TV on, nothing.
Your kids, right?
My kids.
So actually, a lot of kids, like there's some signs behind that. There's like 80% of the kids see something when they're like from like 3 and younger or some of that, because like they talk to people and laugh and in the rooms.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I would close the closet door, and then that motherfucker will be open later on. She's in her crib, dog. I know. I never ever put one of those fucking cameras in my room or in any of the rooms. Fuck that. That's white people shit. That's how you end up on Paranormal Activity. Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
But anyways, hey, this shit's about to end for us. I do appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Sanchez. Hey, Sanchez, I'm gonna be recording another one on Tuesday. So if you guys want to jump on, let me know. I'll shoot you a text.
Yeah, I can Tuesday
Tuesday,
after
I'm
like
off
7.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, I think I'll be recording one. I'll let you all know. Because my homeboy Feliz, he wants to jump on. He's from Cali también. He's from up in Downey. And he has some stories from an insane asylum that's by where he lived at. So we're gonna have him on here on Tuesday. It'll be kickback. I'll let you all know. See if you guys want to jump on. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
All right, buddy.
with that being said,
Later, guys.
fuck the Ukraine
Longhorns.
war. Fuck the Israeli Hamas wars.
Oh, ya
Hey,
se van
what'd you
unos
say?
güeyes. Ya se van unos güeyes.
Did you say go horns? Go Vols, motherfucker. Te va a jalar de las patas Cruz tonight.
No creo.
All right, fellas. Y'all have a good night, man.
All right, man. Later, dude.
Right.
Later. Rounds complete. Intermission. Gun line out. March order, y'all. Deuces.